Are we on?
We're live. We're live. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Serie A audio experience with IFTV. We are one game until the season is officially over. Round 37 ended. And I have an important question. Before we have many topics. You didn't even get to comment on Allegri being sacked by Juventus. Milan is linked with basically every manager under the sun. We just finished an unreal performance from an Italian defender that I'm telling you, this kid could play massive for Italy in the Euros. We've got to talk about Inter, their ownership situation, Roma, them finishing 6th place. But I want to start with a topic that since the other leagues in Europe ended that we're seeing online. Italy has had 4 different winners in the last 5 years. This year, we had Inter win it. The year before that, Napoli. Year before that, Milan. Year before that, Inter. Year before that, Juventus.
Yep.
Is Serie A the most competitive league in the world?
On the paper, yes. But I hope it stays like this because, it draws a lot more fans and it just it builds hopes on teams like Bologna, for example, today. And Roma or Lazio to, they said, hey, we have a chance if we buy A, B, C, and D, or if we get a new coach, or if we have a manager or the ownership that is willing to spend money. There's a lot of equation. There's a lot of moving parts, but a lot of teams, I would say before it used to be AC Milan, Inter Milan, or Juventus. Now we have at least 6 or 7 teams that they can at any time, with a little luck, challenge for the first place. And I think it's healthy.
Yeah, in terms of on-paper competition, in terms of competitiveness between not complete domination that you could see in other leagues like Premier League, Manchester City. Well, how many times did they? I think Liverpool.
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
4 in a row. I think Liverpool was only one before that.
In 2020. Otherwise, it would have been 7.
Yeah, there we go. That's a big one. Bundesliga, yeah, there was a change now. Leverkusen, but before that, Bayern Munich won 10,000 in a row. The French league, 11. PSG, for the most part, they win it every season. La Liga, for the most part,
Real Madrid, Barcelona,
wins it every
Atletico,
season.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So if you look at it, it's Serie A. It's the most different kinds of winners the past few years. You're getting some change. You're getting some surprises. You're getting some competition. It's
what
good
about
to
on
see
the Greek
overall.
league? On the Greek league,
the Greek league's also competitive this year. PAOK won it.
Get out.
The year before AEK, then Olympiacos.
AEK, Salonico, right?
Yeah, so
well, your best argument is that 4th place Olympiacos, 4th place in Greece, knocked out 4th place.
Wow.
In
and not they played the final.
And Aston Villa, you know what's really funny? My friend Chris Piazza, his family's from Florence. They're going to the game in Athens. And they were booking hotel. Hopefully he's all right if I say this. They were booking hotels, and he said that they had so many cancellations from English fans because Aston Villa fans had already booked the final because they were sure for months. I remember I spoke to even some friends that are Aston Villa fans and like, guys, the Conference League is ours. Well, of course we're going to dominate this. And you could go back to injuries and trying to rest competition, and it's still a successful season over there. The only thing is that Man City is the outlier in the situation. What Arsenal did was incredible. I mean, 89 points. They only had 1 less points than the Invincibles team when they went a whole season unbeaten. Man City's in a level of their own. They completely dominate. But Maurizio Sarri said something very interesting. Actually, you're going to agree with this, I think. I'm going to read it to you, and then you let us know your thoughts. He said, if Italian clubs could divide the revenue that the English teams have, the Champions League final would always be in Rome because we'd win every time. Our managers and our sporting directors are on another level. Then, obviously, there are others that are great from abroad, but Italy, it has something more. He also went on to say, the difference with football outside of Italy is the infrastructure. The level of our football is better than they think abroad. For years, I've said that the only thing we're missing are clubs that can compete for the Champions League. If you look at our mid-table teams, they are clearly superior to the foreign ones. There's been an incredible improvement from our clubs from 8th to 12th place, like we see in the Conference League, where we've shown to be the best there. We're only missing clubs that can win the Champions League and some infrastructure.
Well, for the first time, I happen to be almost not 100% in agreement with him, but it's getting close. I mean, We actually lack. I will add to what you just said, Maurizio Sarri, that we lack even the infrastructure to be able to.
He did say that.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, so the infrastructure, just stadium that they now with the big stadium, but stadium that they bring the the relationship between the fans and the team very, very close. In Italy they touch each other. In England they touch each other every time that they score. They go and hug the fan and all the stuff. So we see that in football over here in the United States. We want that. We need it. That's not that we want it. We need it.
So that's obvious, I think. Let's break down the football aspect to it. Mike,
Yeah.
what do you make about that the Italian league or the Italian team is being better, but it's only really a revenue aspect to it, like Maurizio says? What do you make of that?
So I think the big reason, the gap between the two right now, I would say the only team that can really compete in Champions League for Serie A is Inter. And I think we can all agree that there's a gap between Inter and there's a gap for the rest of the
He agreed,
other
though.
teams.
He agreed with that.
Yeah.
He's saying when you go further down in the list that we have better, smaller teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's true because at the end of the day, you have teams in the relegation zone in Prem competing in terms of revenue with teams in the Champions League of Serie A. So, yes, you can see both sides of the story where it can be like, oh, but Juventus, the Milans, the Inters bring in the most money, so they should get the money. Yeah, there's you can see that side of it, but you can also see the side of, but if it's actually distributed evenly, when the smaller teams get the same amount of money as other ones, in the long run, the league gonna make more revenue overall.
But it's more than that, though, Mike, because
It's revenue
it's
sharing.
billions of dollars
Yeah,
that
it's a
the
lot.
Premier League
I
brings
get it.
in.
No,
it's
no.
more than just the structure.
It's also the TV deals, the TV
That's what
rights.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like their pie, their piece of the pie is much bigger. Besides just how we divide it up,
Okay, yeah.
theirs is
But
drastically
that,
different
I'm just
than the
saying
Serie A
different
ones.
factors. Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, if they have 4 or 5 times the budget, how much could you realistically compete? You're gonna have to bet on everything else to be better. Like you'd need better sport directors, someone that could get the talent and sell them for even more, something like Atalanta's doing. So if you don't have someone like that in your club, if you don't have an incredible sport director, it's extremely hard to compete overall.
That's how Bologna is competitive right now. It's Sartori who's done something incredible. I was reading today that he's the first person to bring 3 different clubs into Champions League, and that have never been in Champions League before. So he did it with Chievo Verona. They went to Champions League playoff qualification. The way that they got there, they were going to be in the UEFA Cup either way. But then with Calciopoli, teams moved up. Then he did it with Atalanta. He built up Atalanta. And then what he's doing with Bologna right now, who have the second best defense in the league, finding talents like Zirkzee, bringing in other guys, Thiago Motta. That's how we're competitive. So I do agree with a lot of what Maurizio Sarri says. I think that we do a lot more with little. And if you did give us bigger budgets, if we were able to have deeper rosters, then we'd be able to be competitive. It is our own wrongdoing, though. We have to take responsibility that it's our fault. Part of being the best league is also being good on the business side. And the English Premier League has proven for decades that they invested in their product a lot more than Italy did. Look at the cameras, like the way that it's portrayed. They were doing this for a long time. And that's why I could go to Williamsburg and I'll see Everton fans, people wearing Everton jerseys. Like, I'm never going to walk around Brooklyn and see Torino jerseys. Like, you're just not going to see that because we didn't put those same investments. So it is also our fault, and they are winning more at the game on the money side. On the business side, they are way ahead, and we can't compare products.
The big question is can this gap be
Close.
marginalized
Yeah,
in
I
the
think-
future?
It's so much
Because think
money,
about
though.
it. Back in the 80s and the 90s, right? It was Serie A on top, but it seemed like they rested on their laurels while the Premier League was fixing a lot of their problems.
But they're
like
so much more ahead
hooliganism,
now.
The marketing,
They're so
I
much
know,
more
but that's
ahead.
what I'm saying.
And there's billions of dollars of difference.
But Marco, listen.
They're only going to get richer.
Listen. This is my take. If the big investor, they go into the EPL, it's because they know that the money is there and they can make the money. No, we want to try to make like an environment pretty much not equal or very much similar to what they do, what they can offer them on the EPL. We want to just make sure, for me, having the American investing in Italy on buying the teams and managing the team is a great thing. Okay. Unfortunately, what's going on with Inter right now with the Zank and all the stuff, they went into I think they overbet, they stretch their I'm not sure if I can say that, not their luck. I think when they wanted to make this deal with Oak Tree, they said, "Hey, I'm giving you $275 million, and you extend my contract, my time for me to repay in 3 years." Then they waited until the last minute to try to renegotiate, and then PIMCO didn't come true, so they wound up losing an extra $100 million, and now nobody wants to sign with them. So what we need the people, we need the society, and we need the investor that they have a lot more money, not that they are on the brink.
Also
of
ideas, though. I think that on the footballing terms, in Italian football, we have very capable guys. I'll give a perfect example of what I'm trying to explain. Atalanta, owned by Pagliuca. Pagliuca owns the Boston Celtics. They own majority shares, but he's not running to the day-to-day in terms of the football. He understands that Percassi did an incredible job. Percassi, now Tony D'Amico's there before Sartori on the football. But what they could help on is the business, the marketing, the growing on the commercial side. That is something that we've lacked. We've lacked that ability to think about that. So I love that aspect of the ownerships where you understand what your limits are and where you could be really good, because then we've also seen other foreign ownerships who have come in and they think that they could do anything that they want in Italy, which is not the way that it works. You also have to play a little bit of the game. You have to respect the culture of the teams, of what they represent. And Rocco Commisso also took that aspect. He is 100% controlling stake, but he kept a lot of the right guys, and that's why they're having the success. They're going to 3 finals in 2 years. So different strategies, but all with the basis of respects, understanding your limits, and bringing the right people in charge, which leads to better success. Let's break down the Inter situation since we went there already.
You just named Rocco, okay? Rocco Commisso is a solid investor. Rocco Commisso doesn't have problem with dealing with deadlines.
It's all his own money.
I have to make this payment by this time or that time. Rocco Commisso, it's Mediacom. This is a big guy. Not only that, he's very smart. He's very intelligent. And he brought this team here, and he brought this city here, that they were just basically lurching into the 7. 10 below the first place, and 12 place, 15 place. He brought them to an extremely high level. He built the Viola Park. He's doing what a smart management does. He's putting Fiorentina on the position to be, with a couple, two, three different adjustments, to be one of the top 5 teams in.
But you know what's also another aspect to it that we forgot to mention because I don't want to make Sadi's statement seem like, we're complaining. It's also our fault. Another aspect of that is that exact situation with Commisso, where we shoot ourselves in the foot, where the Comune is not giving the stadium to Fiorentina, even if you want to pay for it. We have to also stop getting in our own way. So that's Italy's fault, and we have to take ownership of that. That's one of the problems in Italian football.
The bureaucracy is a big part of that, though. No, I agree with Mark on this one, because it does feel like they're fighting against their own battle rather than helping them see in the long run. Especially for stadiums built, it's like it takes a miracle to even think about getting plans for the stadium. How long did Pallotta, when he was in charge, try to build a stadium over there? And it's still not it's crazy. This is something that's going to help the whole city, help the league, help the country.
Mike,
and it's like pulling teeth, even when they want to pay for
Mike,
even
100%. I agree.
Even
with
in
you.
Milano, the most modern city in Italy.
Right.
It's crazy.
We are all in agreement about this. But let me tell you the difference between, for example, we brought the different, like a Commisso and Inter, for example, right? Zang and Commisso.
Yes.
Commisso, he loves the game. The guy did not just go invest for the sake of making money. Commisso can make money anywhere he goes. Yeah. First of all, he doesn't need money.
He's not making a lot. He makes more money in his own company.
But that's what I'm saying. Commisso, he played the game. He loves the game. And his job is, he wanted to see Florence to flourish and to be happy. The guy, he has a great time seeing the Fiorentina just, greeting him and all the stuff. He loves for that. He lives for that stuff. Commisso is what we need. We need a lot of Commisso in Italy. The guy goes out of his way, puts a lot of money out of his pocket to build the Viola Park. The guy, he loves the soccer game, and he loves the sport, and he loves the fans. So, Zang, on the other hand, I'm not saying that he doesn't like the game, but Zang over there, they came to invest with the idea to make money.
Yeah, it's a business.
Unfortunately,
which is okay,
Yeah.
which is fine. You know
well,
why?
but there is no
Because
when
Zhang-
there is missing
but-
the love for the game.
Okay, but at the same
Look at
time,
Man
Zhang
City,
also
though.
made a lot of the correct choices, like taking Beppe Marotta from Juventus and building up Inter.
Yeah, look at
He's
that.
not the one that's going there being like, all right, I'm going to choose a player. He understands his limits.
Mm.
Let's break down the situation so everybody is clear on what's happening. Apparently tomorrow the decision will be made. Not Inter. Suning Group, who is a Chinese-owned company, has controlling stake of Inter. They have a loan with Oak Tree Capital, which is an investment fund here in America, that they are supposed to pay back their loan. The loan matures
Tomorrow.
Today.
At the end of the day.
I think today was a business day or something, a
In
holiday.
Luxembourg, it's a holiday.
Something like that.
Okay.
And they are on the verge of maybe taking control of Inter and
Oak
Tree,
Tree.
taking control of Zhang's ownership of the club. So it's not that Inter is in the financial crisis. It is Suning Group that owns Inter is the one that might lose control. So it could be possessed by an American company. At the end of the day, for Inter, they want to keep the same management. They want to keep Marotta. They want to keep Ausilio. They want to keep Zanetti. As far as what we know, there's also rumors that Oak Tree could try to flip the club because they could probably get it at a very good evaluation, or they could do what Elliott did with Milan, which is a very similar situation just a few seasons ago. And that Milan also had success. They brought in the right people. You guys won the Scudetto. You built on a certain path. So that is the situation right now. Unfortunately, we don't have more news than at the moment. But for Inter fans, I think you could rest assured that no matter what, as long as Marotta, Ausilio, Zanetti stay, you'll be in pretty good hands. If it moves from Zhang to Oak Tree, either way, all the things that we're being told, you should still be fine.
I think you're trying to put a little bit of lipstick on a pig. Let me just explain something to you, okay? Inter leadership, or the lack thereof, because right now I seen that there is not really much leadership in Inter. You waited until the last minute and you banged, the owner, Zhang, you banged on the idea that Oak Tree is going to come true with all of this shenanigan they did with Pinko to extend the contract that you have with them for the repayment of the loan. It didn't come true. So that shows you that the leadership, it's not really top. Number one.
Let's focus on Zhang. It's not.
Zhang.
You're not
I'm
talking about
Zhang.
Marotta.
I'm not talking about Marotta. Marotta, he has to do what is being told to do.
He's a football guy.
He's a football guy. So Zhang, I think, overstretched his hands. So what's going on right now? They are in the verge of, they probably lost it already. They are on the verge of losing the team because they put their foot down and they thought that they could have at the last seconds get the deal to extend the loan by bringing another company into the equation and getting this company here to stretch the stuff and have the repayment to be at a higher rate coming through maybe in a year or another couple of years. It didn't work out. So I love the idea that now this American team, Inter was already put it on sale. Maybe we can keep forgetting about this. They actually tasked one of the biggest management company of United States, Goldman Sachs. I remember. Goldman Sachs were given the task to sell Inter. They were asking 1.5 billion, 1.3, 1.4. It was not sold. That means that Zhang has been trying to wash his hands for a long time. And Commisso was right when they said that some of the teams in Serie A, they shouldn't even been playing based on their financial statement. I'm not saying,
He did say that.
Listen, he did. Yeah. He did. And Commisso for me was right. So if you have to put everybody on the same playing field, you have to be fair. So I don't know. I will say just let's wait and see, because this thing here, I don't wish Inter any harm. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're the worst enemy that we have. We hate them, but I don't want the Inter fan to just be suffering at the same time. This problem. They're gonna have problems. There's gonna be problem. Nothing is easy. Go ahead.
All right, let's move on to football and let's talk about Bologna Juventus 3-3. Bologna were up. The game doesn't really matter for the Campionato because we already know where. If they finish third or fourth, whatever, not that big of a difference. Bologna were up 3-0 in this game, and they were without Zirkzee, who's injured. That's why he wasn't called up for Holland as well. A lot of people were asking that question. He's out for another 3 to 4 weeks. Same thigh injury. And they were also without Ferguson, obviously, another injured player. They were up 3-0. And then Calafiori gets subbed out. Calafiori scored 2 goals. He's never scored a goal in Serie A this season. He scored 2 goals. He's got 5 assists. I don't know why he was so far up, and the second goal he scores is like a striker's finish. It's amazing. Thiago Motta's reinvention of him has been great. He subbed off. They end up conceding 3 goals. Juventus come back into the match. Fagioli came back for the first time in 266 days. Yildiz scores a beautiful goal. Milik scores a beautiful goal. Chiesa scores a goal. A lot of mistakes from the Bologna back line. Where do we want to go with this? Because there's no need to analyze Montero. He's not going to be there for very long. Shall we take the Calafiori set? Where do we want to talk in this game?
Well, we're talking about leadership before. Go ahead, Mike.
I just wanted to add quickly that if Atalanta win their game in hand that they have against Torino, it puts Juve in the 5th spot. Current if Atalanta get that win, and I guess Juventus are kind of lucky if that does go to that point that Serie A does get those 5 spots, because at one point it's crazy that they were competing with the Scudetto with Inter, and now they have a chance to go to the 5th spot. I just find it's crazy. No, I know it doesn't make a difference, but it just goes the retrospect of things, how if Italy didn't secure that top 5 spots.
But then you could also look back and say, all right, maybe they would have put more concentration into some of the games if they would have known that they didn't have a 5th spot.
I know, but
it's like the chicken or the egg, which one came first? Either way, this is not that interesting of a talking point. We know where Juventus is. We know that they're going to get a new coach. Montero's not going to be there.
Yeah, we know that.
Not good in the beginning of the match. The attitude was the same.
What a difference!
I guess again, let's reconnect with what we were saying before. This is a lack of leadership again. So Allegri, unfortunately, was the scapegoat for. It's been rightly so the scapegoat, because Allegri is the manager over there on the field. The team is not playing well. Come on, you just tied with Salernitana on the 92nd minute, 93rd minute. I mean, this is a disgrace. And then all of the show that he had on the field over there, you win the Coppa Italia, you take your shirts, you just all of this nonsense.
Actually, I like that.
That was the most entertaining part of the game.
I saw a little character from him. Usually Allegri's like a robot. You always know exactly what he's going to do and say.
That was the build-up. All of the harassment from Giuntoli and everybody else, all the rumors that it was going to be sacked. So all of a sudden, the guy loses totally.
He knew it was his last one.
Yeah, he lost control, and then he let himself go and said, you know what? F everybody.
One less hoorah for Allegri.
He went out with a bang.
That was crazy. I was like, it looked like someone escaped a mental asylum.
Yeah.
The guy was ripping all his time. What's going on
The guy,
here?
instead of taking off his jacket, he should have been put on a straight jacket.
We're getting another show. We're getting another show.
It was crazy. But then also what he does to Giuntoli.
Get out.
He was telling Giuntoli,
in Italy, just show
the
sign. This means get the hell out of my sight.
I think that means it everywhere. All around the world.
Everywhere, okay.
And
no, in Italy we actually do like this. We do like this.
Sportivo of the team, and he didn't want him celebrating with the squad. And there's rumors that they haven't been talking even since February. But Giuntoli, anybody that's followed his career, they know the types of coaches that they've got. He arrived late in the summer. He was always going to need to choose his coach. You got to think, Giuntoli, this is his job. This is his career. He got put in charge of leading the technical direction of one of the biggest clubs, the biggest club in Italy. He's got to choose who he wants. Even some of the guys on his board, he's getting rid of them. He's bringing in the scout from Bayer Leverkusen. So he's got to create his own project, and Allegri was not going to align with that project with everything that we've understood. I do still agree. I do still believe, and you could weigh in on this. Mike and I filmed a video about it. I believe that Juventus did not act with enough respect towards Allegri in the final days. The fact that they released a statement saying you did not abide by the values of Juventus is a way to get out of, most likely, a legal contract to not pay him. But for a coach that won you, 12 titles in 8 years, you should show a little bit more respect to Allegri, is my opinion. Mike doesn't agree. Mike thinks that it doesn't matter either way. What do you believe?
I believe that Allegri is due to be paid, regardless of what happened the last 2-3 games. I mean, hey, listen. He, for the good and the bad, he was the face of Juventus on and off the field, for the good and the bad. So when Allegri won, everything was fine. Allegri did not live up to the expectation of Juventus the last couple of years, the last 2-3 years. So no, it becomes all of a sudden the scapegoat. But you know what? Part of it is his fault, but it's not a good enough reasons for him to be punished and to be singled out and and been shown at the door the way they did it. Okay,
You don't let him finish the last 2 games.
Yeah,
I'm
but
surprised,
Marco,
I'm surprised this guy's.
but
not
they could have waited. I don't like the guy. You know me.
I know, that's what's
I got a
crazy.
little scared when I saw rumors that had said AC Milan might be taking this guy here. I said, oh, please.
He won
please.
a Scudetto
You know
with
what I
you
said? Yo,
guys.
I go to Villa Bate every morning, okay?
We
So
don't
I
know.
said to Manny, Manny is a big Juventus fan, the owner of Villa Bate is a Juventus fan. I said, Manny, I swear to God, if Allegri becomes an AC Milan coach again, I'm going to take my shirt off and I'm coming over here every day with a Juventus shirt. I'm becoming a Juventus fan. It's not happening that Allegri is coaching AC Milan, okay? Quote, just go over there, double check, and he's going to tell you.
All this to say that we're not the biggest Allegri fans. Yet, if I just take a neutral look at this, I think it also sets a bad tone for the next manager of Juventus, where you're so indispensable. And yes, it's about results and stuff, but there also needs to be a manner of respect that has to be done. I don't know why. Why are you making these faces?
Why are you guys making it? Oh my god!
What?
Yeah, Mike, listen. There is. Go ahead.
What respect did he show ripping off his shirt?
Oh,
throwing
come
everything,
on.
If we're talking
Come
about respect,
on.
let's go to
Mike,
that.
if somebody's
on.
pinching you every single day,
Respect what?
Through his shirt?
What are we respecting? The season that he was competing with Scudetto, now going to 5th place? What are we respecting over here?
What he
needs
won
to
in
be
the past
said?
for Juventus.
Okay, that was a different chapter. But this season.
Either way, it's just about the way that you handle yourself, the way that you do business. It sets a very bad tone to the rest of the footballing world, saying that's what Juventus do to their legends.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You look for, and
I
again,
think it's bigger what they did
again,
to the other legends
I agree.
rather than the coach.
But we're talking about the current management. That's a completely different
No, I don't see
president,
nothing. I
CEO,
don't see anything.
sporting director.
I don't see much of that at all.
For me, it's not a nice
The
way.
season's done.
It's not a
Regardless.
nice way of doing it.
Let me ask
no
you
matter
something,
what.
Mike. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You are Thiago Motta, right?
Yes.
You're on the verge of going to Juventus
Yes.
to become a coach. I said, oh my God. I said, look what they did to Allegri just because he did this
Yeah,
and
look
that.
what he did on the field.
Hold
They
on.
should've sacked him sooner.
Hold on. I said, he's thinking probably in his own head. I said, what if I do something not quite similar, but almost on the same line that I get upset and this and that? What, they're going to pull me into the locker room and they're gonna punish me? They're going to just hang me for dry outside? I mean,
If he plays
It's-
like Allegri,
listen to me.
who knows?
Marco is right. You're right. There is no right and wrong over here. They both,
it's
they
just an
both,
opinion.
they are both at fault for not handling the situation
Allegri
the
was
proper
wrong
way.
with the way that you
Right.
still don't want to disrespect your director in front of you. And Giuntoli probably felt it's an ego thing for me where I got to show face to everybody that I'm the man in charge. He also, what he did to the director of Tutto Sport,
Yes,
the way
yes.
that he treated him, not right as well.
Well, he
What did-
apologized after the fact.
I know, but I'm just saying his actions, and even if you apologize, your actions doesn't make them correct. What he did with La Prese, that is not how a coach of Juventus should act. But does the punishment match the crime? To me, no.
No,
me, no.
absolutely.
He
I
was
agree.
out of the
me,
door anyway. What's him saying 2
Either
more
way,
matches?
anyway,
make a
let's not get too
That's
deep
what
on
I'm
this
saying.
because we're gonna get boring.
It doesn't matter, regardless. What's
It's
it matter
getting-
if he stays a couple more days?
So Thiago
I don't think
Motta-
it's that big of a deal.
Thiago Motta is meeting tomorrow with the management of Bologna. He's going to meet with Saputo, who we saw at the stadium. He's going to meet with Fenucci, who's the CEO. He's going to meet with Di Vaio, who's one of the guys in charge, and Sartori, who's the direttore sportivo. This brain co of them have built something remarkable. They're going to try and do everything, offer him more say in some of the players that he could choose, and then Thiago Motta will make his decision maybe tomorrow even, that if he's going to stay or if he's going to go. The report suggests that he already has the agreement with Juventus to sign Fenucci, who, as I repeat, is the CEO. They asked him what he wants to do, and he said, I want to tie Thiago Motta to a chair and not let him leave. That's how much he wants to keep him.
Talk about
But-
disrespect, right?
Let's sack him now. Don't let him finish the last game. But do you think Thiago Motta, and this could be a conversation for a later time if you guys want, when we have everybody, how Thiago Motta can do with this Juventus side? Can he really improve upon him? Because we've seen even today that the squad definitely lacks enthusiasm. They lack technical ability. But you could also argue that Thiago Motta could build up players like Yildiz, for example, has got so much talent. Can he explode next season if Thiago Motta is there?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because I definitely think I think this goes without saying, he's a better player builder than Allegri. Allegri's more of, he's not gonna get a player and make him that much better than Motta does. Motta, I feel like he tries to rediscover a player and tries to make him better, makes their market value better. He's just he's like a Conte in that sense, in terms of increasing the player value, getting these youngsters to play, right? And I do think that he plays better football than Allegri. The thing that we still have not seen yet is if he can win like Allegri. You can all talk about better football, better this, but at the end of the day, Allegri, when he's in finals, he's pretty good. He knows how to win. He plays sloppy, whatever, unattractive football. He for the most part, he gets the results done. And I think that's a big part because we talk about, on an example, Gasperini, great modern coach, blah, 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 amazing stuff. But I want to wait for the Leverkusen game, but he's not a winner.
Mike. Let
He's
me
a
just.
winner.
I have a problem with
He's
your
a winner.
mentality, Mike.
What's a winner to you?
I'll use the definition that Gasperini gave, which I agree with 100%. Well, okay,
Go ahead.
You didn't
Go
even
ahead.
hear what
I
I had
didn't
to
do
say.
anything.
No, you didn't hear
Go
what I had
ahead.
to say, and you're rolling
Go.
your eyes.
I know.
Go.
Gasperini said winning is overcoming the limits that you have. You can't just judge by getting a trophy or otherwise. He said to every journalist, he goes, you guys are all losers because you're not the director of the company. You're not the CEO of the company. But it's about where you stand, what you have your ability, and can you overcome those things. I actually think that's the perfect definition of what winning means. Everybody can win in their different ways.
Yeah.
He's definitely won at what he's done.
But he hasn't won
Even
a trophy.
even if a trophy doesn't back it up, he's at an Atalanta side that was up and down in Serie B. What he's done since 2016 to
I'm not
Mike,
saying his
Mike,
progress
Maldini never won the World Cup.
His progress was incredible.
Mike,
I'll give him that.
Maldini never won
but
the
he
World
won-
Cup.
Ibra
but
never
he's
won a
five
Champions League.
Abraham never won a Champions
But
League.
he's won other trophies.
All right.
I'm not.
Okay, he won a Primavera
I'm
trophy.
not going against Gasperini in terms of he's done
No,
incredible
I'm just saying
progress.
that you said he's not a winner.
Well, technically he's not a winner.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, but it depends how you look
See,
at it.
But I'm not saying he's a failure because that's a different thing. He's done incredible strides with Atalanta. What he's brought them in, sold players for 10 times their value. He plays an incredible football, but he hasn't won it. We got to call a spade a spade. He hasn't won it. Hopefully he does it in the Europa League. I pray he does.
He hasn't been
But he was a
rewarded with the
favorite against
trophy.
Juventus
He
in the
hasn't-
Coppa Italia. He didn't win it.
He hasn't been rewarded with the trophy. The Coppa Italia was bad. That was his best. That was his only chance at ever really being in a final, being in a situation where he should win. Besides that, everything that he's done to build this Atalanta side has been winning. Them getting to Champions League, the way that they've gotten to Champions League, them like when they went out in
PSG.
the quarterfinals of the Champions League and they lost seconds to PSG nearly in the semifinal. Did he not win? He won that season. You did win. Like the
Dude,
fact that you were there.
When he
By their standards, that's
when he
winning.
ended up bringing them attacking players instead of defensive players, I was like, Allegri would have went through that.
I
get what
Allegri
you mean.
would have went through
I
that
get what
because
you
he
mean.
would have won
I get
that
what you
dirty
mean.
football. He lives and dies with this thing, and sometimes that's not always the case. Yes, he plays nice football, but sometimes he has
I
to
get what you mean.
change his style to win that trophy that's needed, and that's why I feel like maybe he's missing. I'm a big fan of Gasperini. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's gonna go crazy in the comments. But he has to change that
But then
part
if
of his game when he needs
imagine
to
if
win that
Mike,
trophy.
imagine if Guardiola never coached the teams that he
I don't
coached,
know.
right? You would see the philosophies, you see the ideas. He throws on attacking players. We'd call him a loser for the rest of his life if he was never in the situation to manage a really great team. I feel like it still is so harsh to say that Gasperini is not a winner.
Okay, I get it. But what's the definition of a winner? Someone that wins.
It is
I
a
just told you what
your
Gasperini's definition
Yeah,
is.
Mike.
Okay,
your
I like
but
that
what's
definition. I like that
what's the
definition.
But you
of a winner?
quantify the winner definition as how many trophies did you
It's
did you
not
win in
just
your
that.
history? Okay, look, for
So
me.
what else is it?
For me,
If it's not just that, what else
I
is it?
partially agree with him. I mean, for me, if you can bring an average player, a no-name player,
Yeah.
to the point that an investment of 1 million all of a sudden become a 40-50 million investment, it's a great achievement. So look, Gasperini, what he does, he brings the Catalare from AC Milan, big fucking failure. Sorry for that. All right, big fucking failure. Maldini got fired for that, right?
Yeah.
Maldini got fired, right? He brings the Catalare to Atalanta. He's one of the best players. It's one of the they're probably going to double or triple the value of the player in the next couple of years.
I agree that he
Not only
increased the
that, keep in mind that I can make a list of all the players, Kamaka, all of those
But
players.
does that make him a winner, or that just makes him that kind of coach that
Mike,
increases
one
players'
game,
values?
the fact that you lost a final or couple semi-final, but you went very close and you brought the team.
But going very close does not make you win, Anto. He's done incredible milestones. I'm not going against
Listen,
you.
I would rather
he plays amazing football,
Mike,
better than Allegri.
Mike, listen.
But Allegri
I would
actually
rather
won before.
to back up a coach that is very close to be a winner, that is displays spectacular soccer,
Yeah.
than having a coach that by some sort of a luck, he comes home with a trophy, but the games, and if you go to the stadium, you're watching garbage playing. Okay.
But who's the one that said the quote? In 50 years, you're not gonna remember by how you played. It's how much you won. I'm not going against that, but I'm just saying that does matter in a sense,
You know
right?
what I would love? I would love if we had some sort of simulation. Like, somebody came down and they're like, all right, you could change one aspect. You could see how this would have played out in an alternate universe. And we pop like Gasperini for those Juventus teams and say, like, what would they have won? Would they have gone further in the Champions League? What would they have been able to create with those sort of players? But we're arguing against things that
Marco,
we don't
let
know.
me finish one more thing. You see Pioli, let me just give you a perfect example of Pioli. Pioli, when he won with AC Milan, it was a combination. It was a lot of luck. It was a Bologna beating Inter or getting that wrong goal. Whatever the situation might be, by some sort of a luck, AC Milan wins the Campionato.
Yes.
But Pioli, if he would have won a couple derbies and not losing very stupid game and still been second, I don't think it would have been a question mark for him to be sacked. The thing is that Pioli, he has shown that during the game he's not capable to change and to read the game the proper way. That's why he kind of undid himself and he said, hey, this is my limit. Okay, this is the best that I can do for you. It's either you take it or you let me go. And so that's what they did. They already.
Not yet.
Yeah, they're gonna let him go.
Did you see what Pulisic said?
They're gonna let him go.
Did you see what Pulisic said?
No, I didn't see it, but I think it's they've been shopping for coaches.
Would you like to know? Shall I
tell me.
So Pulisic was asked about losing the Derby and getting kicked out of the Europa League, and he said, I think we didn't approach these games with the right organization. We didn't always defend in the correct way. Maybe the strategy wasn't perfect. We were vulnerable, leaving our backline exposed for the desire to always attack.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
whose fault is that?
Yeah. No.
The fault is Pioli.
I gave you a quote to back you up.
So what I'm saying is a good coach. You see, Thiago Motta that doesn't have to face things like that. What's his name? Gasperini that doesn't get caught with things like that.
Gasperini's definitely got caught with that exact quote.
Listen. If Scamacca would have been on the final of the Coppa Italia, it would have probably been a different game. So Juventus did deserve to win. I'm not going to take anything away from Juventus, but it was a one game. Allegri needs to be doing that. It should have been done that in a consistent way, and then
it's different when it's a final and then when you have to calculate with ties. So why don't we talk about Milan's coaching situation?
Yeah.
Because you guys are linked to a different coach like every single day. One day it's Gallardo, one day Conte, one day Lopetegui, Fonseca, Conte, and now De Zerbi has emerged.
Be nice.
De Zerbi was somebody, if you guys remember, I said this in December, I brought it up because I'll give you the reasons. Let me talk about this, and then I'll get to the reasons why I had brought it up a long time ago. De Zerbi left Brighton. He had said that he was going to meet with them, and they were going to decide based on the project. He probably didn't feel like he had the right backing. He wanted to see an ambitious project to keep going forward and to invest. And this year, they dealt with injuries. They sold a lot of their great players, and then they didn't reinforce them in the proper way. Then you added more competitions, and they got exposed in a lot of ways. De Zerbi's gone. I was nervous about the big $15 million release clause that you would have had to pay in his contract, which now I believe is gone. There's talks about him to Napoli, but for Milan, I feel like De Zerbi might be the perfect guy. And the reason why I had thought about it a long time ago, before the rumors were there, is because he kind of abides by the Sacchi philosophy, where he's a revolutionary, he's a maverick, he does things very different. Berlusconi always said it's about how you play more than just winning. You have to make people enjoy the game in Milan. He kind of fits that perfectly, doesn't he?
It does.
I mean, look, he left Sassuolo. Sassuolo got relegated. He made players overperform. He made fans go to the stadium because he played incredible football, and that's what we saw at Brighton. I was on Twitter a lot reading stuff from Brighton fans. They were saying, "Oh, this guy De Zerbi is incredible, making us play like Barcelona in Europe." But watching, it was so fun watching them play. All these no-name players, this guy was making them do triangles, 1-2, and playing crazy, crazy football. But that's just the kind of coach he is. Is he a winner? We're about to find out.
Do you think he's the best choice for Milan out of all the names that are in contention? Is he the number one choice for Milan fans?
I think he's even better than Conte, because I think he's a long-term Conte. He's a Conte that's going to stay for 2 years and not burn all the bridges.
Well,
as long as you back
winner.
him.
Conte's a winner.
Yeah,
De
Conte's
Zerbi's not a winner, so we
I
can't
know,
say that.
that's true. No, I meant in terms of staying longer than Conte, because his track
All
record.
right, so that one little aspect he's Conte.
Mike, you contradict yourself, Mike. You shoot yourself on the foot.
What I said.
No, their play styles are so different.
No, I'm saying
Conte is pragmatic.
I'm saying the enjoyable football. Like it's fun watching them in that sense.
Some
Not
fans
the
disagree
formation
about.
and stuff.
Some fans disagree about Conte's enjoyment. In England, they disagree.
When I watch him at Inter, man,
And Juventus, they were great.
dude, the way he made.
In Juventus, there
from
was no
going from
VAR. There was no
defense-
VAR.
From going from defense to offense, the Zerbi's more less defense, more attack and
Attack
stuff.
in the final third.
But it's still fun to watch.
Conte's teams do long balls from the midfield
Yeah.
that expose the back line.
build up in terms of transformation from defense.
So number
for
one
attack.
target, I had already said, I love De Zerbi. Not that it's guaranteed as Conte, because Conte is a winner. Conte guarantees you an immediate electric
true.
shock that the team just does some amazing things, but it is a short-sighted project. There's just, again, this was like something came to me and I'm like, they click. How do you feel?
I think De Zerbi has some sort of history with AC Milan.
He's a
in
Milan
the past.
fan.
That's what I'm saying. Number one. Number two, I think that the kind of a style of playing that I think Ibrahimovic embraces, I think is much closer than to De Zerbi than Conte. Conte is going to do the 4-3-3 or whatever he's going to have to do with the 3-5-2. 3-5-2.
But why don't you focus on like the other names, like because Conte doesn't seem feasible for Milan. Fonseca is a big one. Gallardo.
I like him. Gallardo, I don't know really much about it. I mean, I see him coach him internationally, but then now he went to the Saudis over there. I really don't really, I don't want to say something that I don't know. I don't want to make myself look like an idiot saying something that I'm not that informed.
No, come on.
So
You're professional.
for me, it would be either De Zerbi, Fonseca, because I've seen him coaching Roma. And I've been reading about it. And I see some lines in what he's been doing in France. And maybe Conceição, number 3. Those are the three names. I'll tell you the reasons why. When there was the Mother's Day celebration or something like that, I see on the back shirt of Leao, it was written down Conceição, maybe from his mother's side.
His mom's last name.
That's what
Pioli said if he would have known that was the name, he wouldn't have played him. He said he would have played him on the bench.
Maybe
It's a popular Portuguese last name.
That put something, that made me click something. I said, maybe this guy here is going to make he's going to have to talk some sense to Leao. Maybe he's going to tell him in Portuguese what he needs to do. Because maybe Leao does not understand exactly what is being asked for him to do.
So De Zerbi's your number one.
To me, it's number one. That's
want him.
Conceição is that defensive kind of.
I would say
Simeone kind of approach. It's gonna be hard to watch.
De Zerbi, Fonseca, and Conceição number
You like
3.
Fonseca that much?
I like Fonseca.
I really like the
huge
idea of
fan
De
of him.
Zerbi. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like it would work. I think it's interesting. I think it's exciting. I think it brings hope. He's one of the most sought out coaches. Guardiola speaks very highly of him. And I think the fit of him at Milan is much better than the fit at Juventus, where the saying is winning is the only thing that matters. Where Juventus, it's not really about the beautiful football. It's more about getting the results. When you look at the history, that wasn't the primary focus. When you hear guys like Berlusconi, who took a chance on Sacchi, he even says, if I would have listened to the fans, I never would have gotten Sacchi.
He went down to the locker room saying to everybody, I said, hey, listen, things are not right now. But I said, he's the guy in charge. Whatever he says, that goes.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't like it, pack up and get the hell out.
He backed the coach, and he backed the style of play, and it made you one of the most successful teams in Europe. And that was an incredible ownership. And you had a guy, and he also represents like a nice face for ownership to look at this coach, and you got this young coach who Pep Guardiola is obsessed with. Pep Guardiola says he's changing football. Now, I'll be honest, for me, every time I've watched De Zerbi, it's a little too attacking for my style, just the way that I like. I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it from afar. But like if he was a coach of Italy, I'd be a little bit in panic mode at times, just because I'm like, do you really have the defenders to play that sort of style, which does lead to the Achilles heel of Milan, where if you do get De Zerbi, you better improve the defense, because for sure he's going to be playing a high line that will get you exposed again.
It's already Milan's defense is already a problem. Imagine they play even more attacking, they're going to get killed on the counter.
Mike, I'm going to put it right here, nice flat on this beautiful table that you guys recently purchased. I don't know from where.
You built it yourself.
I wanted to put my feet on. I said, no, you don't put the feet on. Okay, this is my problem with AC Milan, and I'm going to be very honest. Okay, Ibra, if you follow the podcast, which I believe I was told that you do, please pay attention to me. Okay? You can just, I'm not an expert on anything, but.
Really?
But.
You're an expert.
I have a nice intuition about it. You, the three of you, between you, Moncada, and the other, what's his name?
Furlani.
And Furlani, you're very young. I'm not saying, I'm not going to be just pulling up one of those sentences that, Reagan uses that for the love of this game, I'm not going to exploit your youth. And there was a famous.
All right, keep going.
So what I'm going to say to you is, you need to hire that Zerbi, number one, and then you're supposed to let him do whatever he wants. And the three of you have to just be one. They cannot be. What do you think? What do you think? The four of them, including.
Be a Fasobelli over here.
I said we do not need four people to conference all the time each other. We need one leader. And that's what AC Milan is lacking. We do not have a leader behind the coaching staff. So we have four people conferencing each other. We need one person. If that's going to be you, Ibra, and that's it. Make the decision. And I'm not saying to shut everybody down, but you have to take the responsibility and you have to take the blame at the same time.
I disagree.
Okay? You disagree?
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think that Milan has shown a lack of leadership. I think that in these last years, you did a lot of great things. You got the Scudetto. You went far in Champions League. You finished second place once again. Am I saying that they've made perfect decisions? Absolutely not. But I think that they still need time for us to fully judge. I don't think they ever did anything that I've questioned leadership.
For AC Milan, being second, it's not.
I understand.
I understand. It's a loss.
I understand, but you have to judge things on two folds. I'm not saying it's good enough for the fans, but somebody's always going to finish second. You can't win every single time.
But we do not want to be on the second. We do not want to be.
I understand, and they're going to work to improve it, and that's why they're bringing in a new coach. A lot of fans want Pioli to be gone. They're trying to identify a coach that could fit the style, and then you also need to get the players that could help. Let's move on.
To finish this subject, on your head, who's gonna be deciding between the four of them and why?
But they make a decision as a group. That's my point. Is they all have input and then they do something that's rational amongst the group. And that's why I also don't agree with you. Get anyone you want as Zerbi. The coach can't just choose every single player. The club also needs to look at a strategy long term. 3 years down the line, are we going to get more money for this player than we're paying right now? How does he fit the long-term strategy? What is his resale value? The contract size? You can't just get any player that you want. Is this player worth less than what he actually wants him to be? You have to have a balance. I'm not saying you have to have a Sarri-Lotito situation where Lotito told Sarri, you tell me what position and I'm going to tell you the player, but it's got to be a push and pull. They have to all align together.
Okay, let me just finish up and then you go on to the next topic. If things don't go well with AC Milan, someone has going to be taking the blame over here. So you think they're going to share the blame, the 25 each? Like yeah, we have four people, right? 25% each, right? My math is right?
Absolutely.
If 25 times 4 is 100. Okay, so 100%.
Well, there's more pressure on Furlani probably.
On Furlani, you were saying. So it's going to be the scapegoat.
As a CEO... usually, well, right now they're losing their coach, so the coach is the scapegoat first, and then it goes down the pecking order. So if their next, that's why I'm saying their next hire is very crucial. Their next coaching hire is massive. They can't make this mistake because then they'll start looking at the guys upstairs. Right now, you can say, all right, it's one season. We already justified ourselves in the last 2 years, but you need to also prove since Maldini left, was that just a Maldini problem? Was it Pioli? Was it not signing defenders? It gets complicated and it gets deep. Let's go on to our next topic. I want to show you our Serie A team of the season that we made, Anto.
Woo-woo.
We had some people that were disappointed in us for some of our choices.
Not enough Milan players.
Not any Milan players. We didn't put any Milan player in our best 11.
Surprise. Did you put any Greek players?
No. So I'm going to read you the list.
All right, go ahead.
We did a 3-4-3 formation. Okay? In net, we put Di Gregorio.
I'll take that.
You like it?
I like it.
Our back line is Buongiorno, Bastoni, Calafiori.
I'll take it.
BBC.
You like it?
Yeah. I'll take it.
The midfield, Darmian, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Koopmeiners, and Di Marco.
Yeah, I will take Darmian out.
And put who on the right wing back? There's not many.
That was a
This was the hardest
predicament.
position that we had to choose. Is there's no really good right backs or right wingers or right wing backs in Serie A. There's nobody on Milan. We can't choose. We can't choose Calabria.
Right wing back. Neither Di Lorenzo because
we wouldn't put Di Lorenzo. You could say Bellanova, but is Bellanova team of the season?
I don't like Bellanova. I don't like him. Too young, and it's not.
Cambiaso.
That's right.
Cambiaso?
I'll take Cambiaso.
That's an argument.
He's one of the few that I will take from Juventus. I said in the past. Cambiaso will take him. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
I'll accept that. That's an argument.
good.
That's for sure an
Next,
argument.
next.
Then the front three, we went with Gudmundsson, Lautaro, and Thuram.
Gudmundsson. This is for Italy?
Yes,
You said
Serie A.
Serie A.
Serie A.
Gudmundsson, Lautaro, and Thuram. No.
What do you put in? Goodmanson had a great season. And Lautaro, top goal scorer.
Why?
Thuram, first season.
Wait a
incredible.
moment. So you didn't put Teo Hernandez because it's a left
what?
defender because you're around 3-4-3.
No,
We
we
put
didn't put
Di
Theo-
Marco over Theo.
We put Theo Hernandez because he didn't have a good season. What kind of
No.
question is that?
Are you kidding
You think
me?
Theo Hernandez is Serie A team of the season?
Yeah. Teo
This
What?
this year is one of his down years.
Dude,
Doesn't
he had
matter.
a horrible
Doesn't
season.
matter. But Teo Hernandez is by far much better than Di Marco.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah,
Anto.
by far. Then you make a correction. You said to me, Teo Hernandez is by far better than Di Marco.
Okay, so far you disagree with two.
Yeah, maybe Leao. Maybe Leao.
You've talked about how Leao
I
hasn't been
know,
great
I don't
all
like
season.
him. I don't like his attitude.
Don't
But
just put him on
Okay,
the
but
Milan
we're just talking about
players.
performances. Was this really Leao's best season?
no.
Was he better than Gudmundsson?
Yes.
No, he
No, he
wasn't.
wasn't.
Yes,
Gudmundsson had 14 goals with Genoa.
What? So what?
He had 14 goals
So
with
what?
Genoa.
No, because
A
Leao-
newly promoted
but no,
team.
You know why? Because nobody's double teams him. And Leao, they triple
Come
team him.
on.
I will say put Leao.
Anto, all the comments are currently typing right now to
Put
He had-
Leao. As much as
had
I
8
disagree
goals.
with his
He
attitude.
had 8 goals at Milan.
Yeah, but he had maybe how many assists he had? A lot
10.
of them. All right. So hello English. So put Leao.
wrong.
Come on. That's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
See, to me, if you're arguing for that,
Listen.
that's biased.
Throw Magnan in there too while you're
No,
at
no,
it.
no, 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 Magnan.
Calabria,
No,
Calabria.
no,
9
no,
assists.
no.
Sorry, 9 assists is what
No.
is what I'm seeing here.
Very happy for the rest of it. Very happy.
So 3 players.
Yeah.
But 2 are pretty biased.
Pulisic, you could
Do
argue.
you- I think,
You
yeah,
could argue
Pulisic was the one that we were thinking of.
Mm.
Could have put Pulisic.
Yeah.
Also could have put Dybala.
And who's on
Dybala had
Pulisic position right now? Would you put?
We did a front 3 of Gudmundsson, Lautaro, Thuram. Thuram was better.
He was.
No.
Thuram was better.
No.
Come on. Thuram was amazing. Free
Gudmundsson,
transfer.
Lautaro, and Thuram.
This
Yeah.
guy has Milan starting 11 in the team of the season.
No, you know what? You remind me. So Pulisic is definitely going to get back in.
Put
Pulisic is
Theo
in.
since you're at it too.
No, Pulisic is in. Definitely.
Pulisic over Leao.
Oh no.
Both?
No, Pulisic over Gudmundsson.
Pulisic. So the front 3 is Pulisic, Lautaro, Leao.
Yes.
Come on.
Where's Adli?
Yes.
Anto, Adli? No,
No,
Adli?
no.
Wow, I'm surprised.
No.
I'm surprised. No,
That's
Adli.
right.
I thought-
Pulisic, Lautaro, and Leao. That's it.
That's a beautiful thing about football. Everybody has their own opinions. For one coach, this player could be great. Look at Kamada, right? Kamada for Lazio.
changed.
Sadi didn't like him. Igor Tudor loves him. He plays him all the time. He scores the goal. So it's not right or wrong. It's open to interpretation. It's not crazy. For me, your choices though,
Crazy.
some
Yo,
of them
I'm
are.
not biased.
That's very biased.
I am not biased.
All
I'm
you've
telling
done
you,
is
I'm the
complain-
first one
you've
that
complained about
complains
half
about
of these
them.
players.
I'm the first one that complains about
how
them.
are they the best
But-
player
You're
this
saying
season?
nonsense, Anto.
But
Gudmundsson had more goals than them two.
But
both
listen
of them.
to me. But if I have to just stake my life on some of those players, I would rather to
We're
have
saying
those
this
guys.
season though.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's just
matter.
this season. It's
Doesn't matter.
performances of this
Even the
season.
performance, you don't go by the numbers. You guys are
not
into
just about the
stats and
numbers.
numbers.
It's not-
You
have you
guys
watched
are into
Gudmundsson?
stats and numbers. Okay, so listen to me.
Whoa,
On the
whoa,
paper,
whoa.
on
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa.
paper,
Just got a notification.
on the paper.
Sky's saying that Milan are going to sign Gudmundsson.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. You lie.
No, I'm serious. Look.
Yeah, that's good. I'll take him.
Team of the season. Team of the season now.
But
Should we
listen,
keep him in the team?
If I had,
Should we keep him in the team of the season?
put it as a second choice.
Substitution.
I want
If
Pulisic.
Gudmundsson was in Serie A, was at Milan,
Milan.
would you start him over
No,
Leao?
I will take Pulisic. I will still
No, would
take
you start him
Pulisic.
over Leao?
Over Leao? Yes.
So what are we arguing?
No, listen, Leao by talent is a lot more talent.
But it's not
than
about talent.
Gudmundsson.
It's
We're
about
not talking
performance.
about
Okay.
that.
It's not. It's about performance.
I don't know. I think Leao. I think I still
I wanted
stick with Leao.
Bremer in this team. That was
Bremer?
my argument. I wanted Bremer in the back line.
We didn't talk about. We didn't ever put up for the player. Who would the coach be, Anto?
Ooh,
It's got to
that's
be.
a good one.
Wait.
The
Pioli?
coach. You know what? I'll tell
Pioli
you what.
didn't do that
I'll
bad.
tell you what.
He
I will
finished in
tell you
second.
what. For me, will be either Gasperini or Thiago Motta. Either or.
I think
Gasperini
it's
or
got to be
Motta?
between Inzaghi and
No,
Thiago Motta.
forget
You gotta
about
give it to the winner,
Inzaghi.
Yeah,
Gasperini.
but you
Gasperini or Thiago Motta? Gasperini or Thiago
That's a
Motta?
good one,
Either
Mike.
one of those.
I think
Inzaghi, no.
you put Inzaghi.
Inzaghi.
You put Inzaghi, but Thiago Motta is a very fair shout.
Yeah.
Very fair.
To me, that's Gasperini.
Yo, I could have put
first.
the entire Inter team besides like maybe one player.
No, Gasperini or Thiago Motta for me. I mean, Inzaghi number 3.
Barella
I
we
just
left
didn't.
off. Barella was
Oh,
a big
just
one.
Barella. Why you didn't put Barella?
We put Colt Miners and Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
No, I can't. No, Barella
What?
goes. Barella's better. Barella's better. I mean, it's slightly different
losing his
position.
hair, though, Anto.
No, Barella's much better. You have to take Arkan out. You have to take him out. Take him out. Okay,
wow.
you guys at the hell of. I mean, you guys put me on the spot like that.
I wanna
I
see
need the
him.
time. I needed the time to digest those things.
Gotcha.
If you would have shown me that thing before, I would be able at least to say.
We
"But
wanted
the
your
hell
Milan's
immediate
starting
reaction.
lineup.
you just you don't even show me the screen. You just
wanted
you
your
barked the
immediate
name at me.
reaction.
You were shouting
Wait, what
those
about
names at
Loftus
me.
Cheek? We didn't put Loftus Cheek in it. Should we
Loftus
put
Cheek?
Loftus Cheek?
No, not
Take out
yet.
Colt Miners?
No.
Reinders,
Cook Miners is good. I like Benacer, Reinders, and Adley and all the stuff. But hey, I have to be fair. I mean, I'm not biased. I have to be fair.
Giroud.
Oh, Giroud, yes, definitely.
Giroud over Lautaro.
Different players.
No,
Different
But if we
both-
could only choose one.
Okay, all right. Just give it to Lautaro because he's younger.
different play.
He's younger and he's younger. He's angry for the game, and
Maybe
I'll give
different
it to him.
nationalities. Don't say
angry for
different
the game.
players.
Guys,
Yeah,
you
let's
see
talk
what
about,
they do
let's
to
talk about the
me?
relegation real quick before we go.
Relegation.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I loved one story, Mike. I know you're more well informed on the relegation.
Yeah,
and
we
everything that's
actually
happening.
tweeted the thing. Let
Grab
me pull
that.
it out
I just want to say
make
one
sure.
story about Cagliari, which I love, which Cagliari got salvation, and Claudio Ranieri. He's another one. There's some intangibles that the reason why I bet on Cagliari to stay up in Serie A when we did our predictions is just because I'm like, Ranieri understands this league so well that he's going to find a way, even though it's a very average Cagliari side, probably a Cagliari side that should have went down.
I
But
wish he
it's
went
the-
down.
it's the
I
sto-
wish he did go down.
It's a story of Ranieri and what he did to this team, where last year they were seconds away from not coming to Serie A. He became an honorary citizen for everything that he did at Cagliari. He joined the team for the first time in 1988 when they were in Serie C. In 2 years, he earned back-to-back promotions, got them to the Serie A, and you see what it means to him. He's crying. He's losing his mind, and he's so in love with this side. The fact that they once again were able to stay in this league. What a brilliant coach. What a brilliant guy to have around Italian football. He does it for pure passion, whether it's winning the league with Leicester City or helping Cagliari get back to where they belong to be. I feel like he's got the same enthusiasm either way. I know Antonio doesn't like him because Bari were knocked out by Cagliari, and otherwise Bari would have been in Serie A. They were seconds away, just mere seconds. 94th minute, Pavoletti took a dagger and stabbed Antonio in the heart, and now Bari has to do a play out with Ternana where they could be seconds away
see?
from going to Serie C.
So he's gonna hate Ternana next week. Anto!
You see that he enjoys himself by saying that.
Yo,
look.
I've
Palermo
never seen
lost
him
today.
this
Come on,
Oh
I'm
my
mad.
God.
Hate
This
people.
is the second time. This is
What's the
second time.
saying?
I see on CBS.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me today.
You know, this guy is getting to like it. You know, it is what it is. I mean, misery loves company. He's a miserable guy. Juventus sucks. Anyway,
Palermo lost.
He's trying to just rub it off.
What else do I have?
Yeah,
All
I don't
right,
know.
Unbelievable.
So I just hope that but the body pulls up with the Ternana miracle.
Yeah,
They're
me
play-
too.
They're playing in Ternana.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, he's crossing his fingers, which means he doesn't actually believe what he says, Anto.
You know what? I'm not gonna go down to these dudes'
That's
level.
right, that's
So
right.
my level is gonna stay.
That's right.
Can you imagine his team of the season if Body was in Serie A?
I'm not gonna go jump off the cliff for.
It would be
for
Body
somebody
and
like
Milan.
that.
Body would finish at 15th
What is the
place
next
and it would
topic?
still be every
What
fight.
is the next
So
topic?
we all know the relegation battle in Serie A is spicy. We got one more team that's going down on top of Sassuolo and Salernitana. Right now, Empoli's in 18th place, Udinese in 17th, and Frosinone's in 16th. 1 point separates all three of them. So I was actually asking Anto before, over here before the game started, what he thought about this. But I'm going to say the scenarios for all of them to stay up.
Yes, please.
Frosinone are playing Udinese at home, and for them to stay safe, they got to tie or win.
Frosinone needs to tie or win.
Frosinone's got to tie or win against Udine, or they have another option.
And what happened to Udine?
Let me finish this option.
Okay,
I'll
go
to
ahead.
that. The other option is if they don't tie or win, they're safe if they lose, but Empoli cannot beat Roma. So Udinese is the next one that are playing Frosinone. Like I said, they need a win. A win guarantees safety or tie with Empoli if Empoli do not beat Roma. The other scenario for them to stay up is if they lose, but Empoli also has to lose versus Roma. And Roma, who right now is currently in the relegation,
Roma is not in relegation.
Empoli is only in the only team in relegation right now as it stays. The only way they can go out of this is if they beat Roma.
What if they tie Roma and Udinese lose?
No, if they tie, they stay. No.
If they tie, they're still going down?
Because they would be tied on points, 34.
No, they don't. They don't have the tiebreaker, so they're going to stay with that. They need a win. They have no other option.
Roma also have nothing to play for because no matter what happens, Roma finish in 6th place. And there's no Lukaku.
Are they playing in Roma
no
or they're playing in
Paredes.
Empoli? What are they playing?
Rome just played at home, so it
Roma's
should be.
playing, and they're playing Empoli.
Oh,
in
well,
Empoli.
I'll tell you what.
So
Empoli,
that's going to be interesting.
Davide Nicola. My fear is Davide Nicola. He understands how to win no matter what.
Could they get a win against Roma, though?
yeah, without Lukaku.
With this
no,
Roma,
there is no Dybala and
Roma
Lukaku.
Don't care right now.
You know, Roma is
And
already
Paredes.
settled. Roma,
They're 6th place no matter what.
that's it. So Roma think
They
they're
can't
gonna.
go higher.
I'm not sure they're gonna lay down the red carpet for them, but I don't think they're gonna put up a big fight if Empoli goes up. So
I don't want Cannavaro to go down. I know you do. I don't want him to go down.
Yeah, I want him to stay up.
You told me what? Don't give me that face. You told me you
it's
want
not
Cannavaro to
I
go
want
down.
Udinese to go down because we
Okay,
always
who's the
have our
coach?
time against the.
But come on, they've been in the league
I
for
know, but
29 years.
Cannavaro is.
Then my entire life, I've never
Listen,
seen
I love
Udinese in Serie
Cannavaro.
B.
Don't get me wrong, but Cannavaro, you think he's gonna stay win or lose?
Why not? Yeah,
or
maybe.
Udinese is staying up
Maybe.
and down? Yeah, do you think they're gonna sign him for an extra year?
Maybe.
I'm not sure about it. If that's the case, then it's a different story.
Where do you guys sit on the debate about Sassuolo going down? Because there was a big disagreement. I can't believe our tweet about them had like 700 retweets.
But I think all the Inter fans were mad that
It's
because
not just Inter fans.
no, yeah, and Milan fans. This guy hates Sassuolo because they always beat Milan.
So that's what I was going to say. Where do you guys sit on this? Sassuolo, people could argue, not this season, but for everything that Sassuolo did, they were always a club to build up youngsters. They went to Europe. They had a good structure. Then this year, they sold way too many players. And for the quality of players that they have, they probably didn't deserve to have the performances that they did this year. They're the only team to beat Inter, and they did it twice. Where do you guys sit on this debate? Because there's a lot of people saying, we love that Sassuolo is going down because now we're not going to lose points to them. But then I would also say I'm okay with whatever happens. I just want meritocracy. They go down, it's fine. But I wouldn't wish for them to go down just to not take points from my team.
Yeah, I agree. I always kind of like Sassuolo because I feel like they were a little bit different. And they always had that kind of player that always broke out in terms of the Primavera ranks or whatever the case was. And they're the only team with a moat in Serie A. So I think that was always a nice touch.
One thing that really strikes me, it's all they're doing. They did it to themselves.
Yeah, they did. They
You
sold
sell
too many.
Frattesi, you sell Scamacca. You were on the verge of selling Berardi. You sold nothing but the best player. You didn't even think twice. They did not replace them with. I'm not sure.
Right?
Yeah, Traoré.
Laurent.
It's everybody. Laurent, whatever.
there.
So they did not think twice when it come down to
Berardi
sell
injured.
and monetize. Now they find themselves in the predicament.
Yeah, we agree.
They're done.
Maxime Lopez, too, who doesn't even start for Fiorentina.
So now they're gonna be placed. They're gonna be put in the position to put
Pinamonti.
Berardi. Yeah, to put
Pinamonti's
Berardi,
there.
Pinamonti, a couple other players. Even the goalkeeper is not. The goalkeeper is not.
See,
You know, but the guy's always made miracle against AC Milan. So you know what?
he's
Go
one of those
down.
guys that has like amazing games against the top teams, and then I
very
watch
lousy
him make
game,
very
so-
poor mistakes.
The thing with Sassuolo is I feel like they thought they could do it again by selling players
exactly.
and staying safe. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't be like that.
Exactly.
So I don't feel as bad for
agree.
them. When you're a team in Serie A, it should always be, now what I can get away with.
agree.
It should be, let's invest, be the best team we could be. Not
It's a
cutting
scary
shortcuts.
reality for them where they were like, all right, we could kind of take a breather on this year. We don't like, okay,
Right.
maybe we did oversell, but we'll get away with it. There are teams that are
Exactly.
worse with
It
us,
shouldn't be like
and I don't
that.
want to. I don't want to stand for that. Like that's why I don't want them to just remain just for that reason. But I don't know. Kind of felt weird. I kind of like that they did fight against the top teams. We do need more teams with that mentality.
This time next year, we're gonna be like, Sassuolo's in the relegation playoff in Serie A.
Listen.
and then
Yo,
the
clip
year
this,
after,
clip
and then the
this.
year after that, they might be in a playout against Bari in Serie D.
This is all scripted. This thing here. These guys.
He didn't just put you in Serie G. He
Guys,
put you in
you see-
Serie D.
You
No,
see
because
what
they're
I
gonna
have
go
to
out
put-
Serie
You
C
see
this
what
year,
I
then
have to
the
put
year
up
after.
with.
By the
This
time
is
Sassuolo-
this is nothing but an harassment. Let me just say something about
Harassment.
Sassuolo. Sassuolo, what they did, it's like a boat with a small hole, and just a little water. So don't worry, the boat is big enough. Then the hole got a little bigger, and then the treading water, it became a big problem for them that they couldn't really put up with the output.
But then Berardi got injured, and the whole
Berardi got injured.
That's
and
your
all
best
that stuff.
analogy you've ever given.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'm not gonna shake his hands. No.
You don't know what he did with his hand.
Anyway,
you don't know what he did with his hand.
Anyway, when they couldn't trade anymore the water, they were getting inside. They got themselves. They shoot themselves on the foot, and now, hello,
boat
goodbye, see ya. No, they're gone, right? Mathematically, that's it, right?
They're relegated.
Both sank. It's going to body.
And you know what? The worst thing is that my pay is one of the leading industry in the world, not in Italy. This is one of the biggest.
They have like the 4th highest sponsorship in Italy.
It's unbelievable.
What is it? Construction?
Yeah, they
'Cause
construction
Mappe
material,
owns
one of the highest quality.
They have no
and
fans though.
Research technology is
small
one of the
city.
top
They have
company
no
in the
fans,
world.
yeah.
The small city.
That's the ugly thing about them is like they really don't have like there's nobody that's gonna revolting. There's not that dying passion. They don't always fill their stadium out. So for that aspect, I was okay with them going down. But I do think they did a lot of good things over the
And
years.
they're the only one with the green color, right? In
Yeah,
Serie
green
A.
and red, green and black,
No,
black and
green
green, right? Black and green.
Green, I guess. Nero Verde, yeah,
Nero
black and
Verde.
green. Yeah.
Yeah, are they the only ones with green?
I think so. Who else has green?
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen,
What other Italian team has green?
they have the financing, they have the
That's a good
finance, and they
question.
have the structure to come back. And let's hope that they don't make the same mistake when they come back
It's gonna
next
be
year.
going down to Serie B is always a tough road to
I
get
don't know.
back up.
You
We've
know,
seen
when
that
they-
a lot.
Give them an example of that.
What?
Juventus.
Oh, buddy.
That was nice, right?
Ternana, who's got to play body. Yo, everything comes back to you. No, it's not me. I literally. Oh,
Only-
Avellino, no?
Avellino.
Avellino's
yeah.
green, I
Avellino,
think.
Yeah, they are green. The Wolves. The Lupi.
You would think with green, white, and red. Well, Serie A had that problem with banning the green kits. Remember?
Because of the on this to watch the display
You
doesn't
think
look as
that's
good.
why more teams don't have green in Italy? Because green is the logo of. I mean, it's one of the colors of.
No, I don't think
The
so.
flag, no. So what's
Why would
upcoming
that-
in the
why would
next
that
few
have to do
days?
with anything?
No, I don't know.
There's red. There's a lot of red teams.
So what should we be looking
No, but
forward?
I meant because of the ruling with Serie A. Like
no,
not
that
wanting
was
to have
recent. That was recent.
green.
That was like a couple
Maybe
years ago.
they realized they didn't look good. I don't know.
Green's
I'm
not
not sure.
a popular color at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's true.
So by the way, Mike, before
teams
we ended
need pink.
the
Think about it,
podcast,
football. Who else
Well,
wears
nobody
green?
has purple. Who has purple? What team has purple?
Viola, Fiorentina.
Obviously,
What?
thanks. I'm saying
You asked me a
besides them.
question. Oh.
I don't know. You caught him. You caught him.
Yeah,
you
right?
caught him. That's
Jesus,
right.
I'm
That's
being
right.
attacked over
Obviously,
here.
obviously.
Are Fiorentina winners?
They might be
Fiorentina
winner.
winners.
They might be winner against Olympiacos.
We gotta wait, yeah.
That'd be
So
nice.
if
Conference League.
Olympiacos lose the final, Conference League final,
The
the fact that you
Fiorentina
guys
are
beat
winners.
the fact that you guys beat Aston Villa was this season. Were you guys winners?
No.
Mike, what
No, we
happened if you
finished
never
third
win a
place in
trophy?
Greece.
Mike, what happened if you
Third
don't win a
place
in
trophy?
Greece.
What are you gonna say about the coach of Olympiacos if you don't win a trophy?
He came 2 months ago.
Well, you say that
So he's a loser.
It's gonna be a loser.
He's a
this
loser.
season, 100%.
He's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next
He's a
season he
loser.
could be a winner. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
He don't win anything.
what is it that we have to
Sure.
be looking forward to the remaining of the
Relegation
week?
really. Oh, well, it is. It's a Conference League. Europa League final.
Which is Wednesday.
Atalanta, Bayer
No,
Leverkusen.
no.
No,
Wednesday.
Europa League, yes.
That's what I just said.
Wednesday.
You said conference.
No.
Wednesday. What about the conference league is next week?
29?
29.
The
28th,
29.
29.
So you know what? Your father asked me if we wanted to go to Athens. Did you think we can
There's
get
an
tickets?
S, Anto.
Huh?
Athens.
Athens. Who cares? In Italy, we don't have it. We don't have Athens.
Athene,
It's
Athene.
Athens. Athene. It's one.
Yeah,
one.
but there's an E at the end there.
Ani.
So put an S.
No, we don't have S's.
Okay.
We don't have S.
As great as this conversation is, I think our fans would like us to move on.
Okay, so we have the conference league. I mean the UEFA, Atalanta and Leverkusen, and
We
then what
pray
else?
freaking Bayer Leverkusen finish the season unbeaten in Bundesliga.
Well, listen, the
There's a lot of
stats,
stuff.
the
The Serie B
stats have been made
playoffs.
to be broken, and
51.
Atalanta we always gonna break the stats.
No Derun. Derun is out for the
he's out.
final. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking.
Scamacca, I hope is in, right?
Skamaka's there, but Kolasinac is not going to be there. Kolasinac again injury. They're hitting injuries at a bad time. It's the only unfortunate
What
thing.
about Cup Miners? Is the
Coal Miners is fine. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, as of right now,
There's still
the rest of
time.
the team is
There's
good.
still time.
The problem is when you're going up against this team that feels like they can't be beat.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's gonna be.
But it
extremely
does
tough.
put Atalanta back in their natural habitat where they're not the favorites. They oftentimes they don't go in as favorites, and usually they're able to overachieve. Football, anything could happen. It would be beautiful. The good thing is, Bayer Leverkusen, you still finish your season unbeaten. You're unbeaten in the Bundesliga. Forget about all
right?
competitions.
Who cares if you lose?
Come on.
The thing that's
yeah.
interesting and that's given me hope is Roma, the way Roma played against Atalanta, even though whatever didn't go through their way, I think Atalanta has more firepower than Roma do. So that's given me a glimmer of hope. Even though Atalanta's still the underdogs in here, that's giving me something.
The space in behind makes me
But the thing is,
not sleep at night.
losing the Coppa Italia, I think that's a big blow.
It's a very different game. And Mike Grella did say before the matches, he said that Bayer Leverkusen would be an easier match than the game against Juventus. And I thought he was crazy. But he's actually, well, we don't know if he's right yet because we got to see how the Leverkusen game goes. But in terms of matchup, Atalanta playing against a low block is one of the hardest things in all of football, especially a team that's bought into that. And that's what Juventus did, especially when going up 1-0. So there will be more space against Bayer Leverkusen. The problem is there's also space in the back line of Atalanta, and that is my big fear because I watched Roma try to play a high line, and they were not able to.
The speed of what scares me most of
Frimpong.
Yeah.
The guy Frimpong is so fast, and they could even play Florian Wirtz as a false 9, and then that opens up more space.
Did they win the German Cup? Who won the German Cup?
Not yet. But they play a second division team. It's after.
Oh, my God.
They play second division
for the
team. Treble and an unbeaten treble. They have 2 games left.
Wow.
The Pokal. The DFB Pokal.
You know what? Maybe this pressure of not losing the game is going to get to them.
I hope.
I'll tell you what. Atalanta, 55. Leverkusen, 45.
You know what the problem is, too? In this game, even if Atalanta goes up 1-0, even if they go up 2-0, you have to think, oh, it doesn't even matter.
They have to fight
it actually doesn't matter.
98 minute.
It really doesn't matter because this team has come back so many times. They're kind of like, which is why I wanted them to just lose one game. It kind of reminds me of like a superhero or a villain in a movie. You know, the villain feels like unstoppable, and then maybe he gets like one cut and he starts bleeding and he's like, oh my God, I'm human. We needed Bayer Leverkusen to feel like they're human to start losing again.
Yeah, no.
If that made any sense. My analogy was better than your analogy.
I don't know about that.
Forward in the comments.
And the thing with Gasperini, too, he's going to, if he's up 2-0, he's going to try to go for 3. That's what scares me.
Yeah.
The gasp.
Anything can happen. Hopefully, the next podcast we're gonna be like, they did it.
Let's hope.
The title's gonna be like
Wednesday.
Atalanta did it.
Maybe
I would love for Gasperini
something.
to win, so Mike is gonna change his mind.
That's right.
I hope so.
Yeah, right. Mike. So all of a sudden you're gonna say Gasperini is a winner.
He was crossing his fingers when he said that.
Yeah,
just like me with body.
Again,
guys. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Forza Dea, Forza Atalanta. We'll keep you updated. Maybe we'll have a special podcast on Wednesday if the boys watch the game in the studio.
And Thursday, don't forget that Bari's playing at Ternana and Forza Bari, guys. Come on, let's do it. I know we can do it.
I want to see 2 teams in Serie B with the green color.
Do you see what he did there?
No, I'm not
going to take him a little while.
No, I'm not going to take him a little while. I'm not going to respond to that. Yeah, it's Atalanta. I'm in Ternana and Sassuolo. Who cares? I'm not going to respond to that shit. So it's going to be a white and red and a green. We're going to play Sassuolo.
You know what's crazy, though?
What?
Best case scenario, you stay in Serie B.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm just saying that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you go to Serie C.
Another best case
it's
scenario.
Not best case scenario, you go to Serie A.
No. Wait. Another best case scenario that we
stay
stay in Serie B and an American steps in and buys Bari away from
that might be better if you go to Serie C.
Well, that would be fine too. That would be fine. Maybe
you could just skip Villabate one morning and then buy Bari.
No. Villabate cannot be skipped.
Cheap?
No.
To the Bari fans all out there, I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just messing with my buddy. I would love Bari to be up. All right, guys, we interrupt the podcast because we forgot to promote our shop. ItalianFootballTV.com. We still got hats like the beautiful man across from me is wearing. Italia hats. The Euros is close. We're right there. We also have flags that say Forza Azzurri. Sundays are for Calcio. And then this jersey, we announced the day, June 7th. We posted on social media. People are so excited.
So what do you have to wait until June 7th to buy the shirts? Why can't you just put it right now?
We're building marketing on
some of the momentum. We got to let people know so that the day, we have to get ready as well because it's a huge order for us to have bought the jerseys. And we have an amazing marketing shoot that we did in Florence that we're going to be launching very soon.
And a lot of people, too, if we release it too quickly, people are like, oh, I didn't even know you guys released it. I didn't know. So now there's no excuse. We're doing a few
June
weeks
7th?
before.
It's our biggest investment we've ever made. We really want to build our merch company. We love the idea of doing jerseys. People have said that they love this Italy jersey and they want us to remake other stuff. So if this goes well, that leads us down the path of doing that. So all your support for the people at home that have already been purchasing, you help us for the next thing. Everything that we're making here, we're just funding back in to making better products for you at
And
home.
you know who's a big fan of these jerseys, Marco?
Who?
The mayor of Florence,
Oh,
actually.
yeah, that was wild.
That was insane,
he took a
right?
picture in the
Guys,
shirt.
wait till you see some pictures we did.
We'll
When
show
we went
them
to
this one.
Florence,
Let's just pop it up.
everyone was going in Florence, but was looking at it, was like, what's that? Where's that? Where could you get that? Where could you buy that? Where's that
Legit,
from?
everyone asked me.
It was
where
a
do I
head
buy that?
turner. It was a head turner.
I gave out there. So watch out. You guys better be quick. Sign up for the email list because these people in Florence, I want to buy the shirt.
Top
I
of the
gave them the
description.
website already. Also, if you're watching this, make sure you like, subscribe, rate us with 5 stars. With all that being said, enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Wow.
Woo!